The most important media outlet in the country right now.
Welcome to The Watering Hole. This is episode 97, and we're back.
We are back. We are so close to 100.
I know.
That's only 3 weeks away.
You mentioned it. Closest to the pinata.
Closest to Pinata. But what are we going to do for the 100?
Get a yada.
Get a yada and pin it up?
Go closest to the pin.
What does that actually mean? Are we just going to bash a pinata?
I guess.
Yeah.
A golf ball pinata?
If I can... I'll see if I can... surely I can get someone to make a paper mache.
I used to do some paper mache when I was in like year 4, so I'm sure I got the skills still in there.
Yeah,
What's wrong with a bit of paper mache?
You look like the kind of guy that did paper mache.
Paper mache was sick.
Were you good at it?
I don't know. Probably not. I was fucking in year 4. I was an idiot.
Well, welcome back to
The pod room.
the golf podcast.
Oh.
Predominantly about live golf and a little bit about our golf
Yep.
and our journey.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have plenty to talk about that.
Yeah.
The
Lot of stuff.
struggles
Oh, yeah.
are
Don't
real.
get me started. Yeah. Anyway.
We'll get you started because you'll have to talk about it later.
Okay. Cool.
Go on. Thank him. He's your mate.
Yeah, the Premier,
Yep.
South Australian Premier Peter Malinowskis, thank you for the kind words.
The one and only.
Big Swing Golf Mile End.
Yep.
And of course... wait.
Hold
Fuck you.
your horses.
Don't
So
get between
we've
me and my
obviously...
drink. Sorry, go ahead.
Jeez, you put me off. Okay. So a couple episodes...
Ow,
A couple episodes ago, we did the Pirate Life hot crack, tip of the crack.
Mm,
It's like a tip of the cap, only crackier.
yeah,
Um,
I get it.
and basically, it's just giving someone the nod
Yeah.
for whatever. So
Uh,
last
one of
week
these.
you had
I Phil Mickelson last week.
Phil Mickelson. Okay, I'm going to take it this week.
Please.
So next week you're going to have one. Right?
Yes. I can't wait.
My hot crack, Pirate Life tip of the crack. It's quite a tongue twister. Dickie Bland, the Albatross,
Oh,
yeah.
what a shot.
at Mexico City.
Yeah.
Second
Second ever.
Second ever.
Second ever.
It was really nice.
If you
was
had
nice.
Chris's quiz, you
it's
could ask
been on the
me.
back burner,
You
isn't
could
it?
ask me
Yeah.
who was the first. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But if
I
you gave me
know.
multiple choice, do you?
Brendan Steele?
Was it?
I think it was a high flyer.
Interesting, Whitey.
Go back in the
Go back to
library and we'll have a
to
little
go back to
look.
the archives.
We'll
Yeah.
have a Panatonic.
Yeah, we'll have a
Hey,
fun one.
So that's my tip of the crack.
Yeah, and
Did
I
you
like
see it?
I did see it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
he
so
had
good.
no idea
Nah,
until he started walking up there, and obviously someone was
jazzed up about it.
waving their arms around, going,
As we get to the tip of the crack,
yeah. So Whitey's got the South Coast.
Yeah. I love my South Coast.
look what we've got here.
Look what we've got.
Thanks to our good friends at Pirate Life.
The Live Golf Cross Pirate Life Brewing.
Now you
beer.
were just going to keep this carton,
Yeah,
but we thought,
they
nah,
look-
let's open it up.
How-
That's okay.
That is a good looking can. There's all the little.
Did we ever get to the bottom of what actual beer is it?
Well, I'm going in to see them on Thursday, so
Ask the question,
gonna ask
please.
the question.
'cause
Ask him. Ask him.
Anyway.
I got a can down there somewhere
Yeah.
that's signed by. So one of these cans
Mm.
signed by. I'm pretty sure it's Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, nice.
Bryson DeCambeau.
Yeah. DeChambeau.
Whoa, that was a stretch, but I like it. To Cambo.
And this was like the first year,
Yeah.
like from the first year that Liv was in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And it was at the Pro-Am.
Mm.
And I remember like walking, and like we had hit the beers really early.
Yeah.
And I reckon like we were the only ones drinking. I don't know how we got beers on the Pro-Am. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was the Pro-Am. And then I remember.
Well, the program was open to the public.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had.
In the first year.
We were definitely like one of the only ones drinking anyway. And everyone was like signing golf balls and that. We were walking with Bryson from the first hole to the second hole.
Mm.
And I was like, I panicked. I didn't have anything. But then he came up. We were kind of half talking to him when he
Yeah.
was walking over. And I was like, Bryson, sign my can. And
He
he
did.
didn't look impressed. No, he was
Yeah,
good.
'cause
He
it's
was
like-
good.
Were you drinking from this or did you just pick it up from the ground? It's a bit of trash.
Yeah. But, hey.
Sign my garbage.
Sign my
But,
trash.
hey, Bryson, it's still here. It's still in the room somewhere.
Hey,
That's my story. Let's crack it.
give me that hot crack.
All right, here we go. So, Dickie Bland, this is for you, brother. Oh,
That's a nice pop to that crack. Give me
Cheers.
that.
Cheers, Dickie.
Oh, that's a nice crack.
These pop good.
Oh,
Yeah, these are.
yeah, it's the OG though. The
Yeah.
South
I
Coast.
think we outdrove you on that.
I think so, but don't worry. I'm going to get another one in me.
So thank you, Pirate Life.
Oh, it tastes so good.
Hey, while we're on beverages,
Yeah.
do you want to bring what we were talking about off camera into the room?
I don't know if we want to get that heated again.
I was outraged by Whitey's
Okay, so
philosophy on
first of all,
beverages.
nothing about golf.
No.
No, this is completely.
I don't know if... Do you want to open this can of worms? Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, I do because I want the people.
it drained my energy levels.
Just
but
for something different. Let's
Okay,
just talk
okay.
about
Talk
something
about
that,
it.
that,
Bring-
that isn't golf. Just for 1 second.
Let's talk about it then.
It won't be 1 second.
I could bring it back to golf at the end of it, but let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
Go on.
So
Go on.
The
You want some?
feeling amongst our group is that you and me, me and Chris,
You
guys are
Steve,
related,
Steve and
so,
Chris. Okay,
yeah.
we're some liquid guzzling
You're
hounds.
Yeah, you're aqua guys. You're liquid guys.
Yeah. So, and what we mean by that is, we enjoy a lovely beverage, and it doesn't necessarily have to be alcoholic.
I'd say,
It's probably soft drink related.
yeah.
We love look. We love a Pepsi Max.
We love a Pepsi Max.
I don't blame you for that. I celebrate it.
Good energy drink. Just
Yeah,
to perk right up.
Yeah, I get it.
But we drink a lot.
You like your drinks.
Now, we've had this discussion before. Like,
Yeah,
what's
and-
more important? Like, if you didn't feel hunger or you didn't feel thirst, which one would you rather?
Yeah.
If you,
There's a lot of different ways we can kind of form this question.
yeah,
It's that. What's more important, quenching the thirst or
satisfying the hunger,
yes? What's more
taming the hunger beast.
What's more satisfying? Or the one I always bring up is, would you rather have? What would you rather? Is it more important to have a variety of drinks or a variety of food? What's more important to you? And my thing is 100% food is more important, and you guys are
No,
insane for
No.
saying you'd rather have
no, hang on.
drink variety.
It's not to say we don't like food.
I understand that.
We obviously like food.
We
but
obviously like food.
Comparing the two, food is more important and
Well-
more delicious.
I think majority of people would side with food because
I would fucking hope so.
there's a lot more varieties of food than probably drink, I would say.
Yes.
So, but what we were talking about before this
my outrage.
was that you said, this is directed at you, Whitey,
Go ahead, man.
that you can have a meal or you can have something to eat
Yeah.
and not have a beverage with it.
Yes, I
That
can.
is fucking outrageous to me.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I could go into a
You feel
shop.
attacked.
I could go into
I
a
don't feel
shop.
attacked.
I can go into a
I'm
shop
about to
and
attack
buy.
you both.
I can go into a shop and buy a beverage.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the purchase, and that's all I need to have. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But I couldn't go into a shop and buy just some food of any description
And not a drink.
drink to
Yeah,
accompany
ridiculous.
said food. That is weird to me.
Yeah.
So you said it before. So you can have like,
I often have
a gnocchi napolitana. And you're gonna, like that's some potatoes. Like that's some thick starchy.
Yeah.
So you can have.
I
that.
potatoes, not pasta.
I often have dinner without a drink for sure.
That's serial killer stuff.
It's not. I think you guys are too addicted to your drinks.
How? How do you mouth?
But what if hang on? What if you were like,
Don't turn this around on me.
No.
You guys are weird. The fact that you like drinks more than food.
No, I'm
no,
saying
you can no, because you
need
can
to
survive
have
on water without food.
What's that?
Liquid is essential to survival.
for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But we've
But-
said let's take the element of
Yeah,
like
okay.
death
So,
out.
Can
like
you
hunger.
go could you go to a servo
Yeah.
on like a 35-degree day at lunchtime
Yeah.
and just order like
a donut?
a donut or a pasty?
Probably
and
not
get a drink.
because I'd be thirsty and it's hot.
So we
Yeah,
would,
but then you're getting circumstantial.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying is I like drinks are more important to me.
Yeah.
Than
That's
food.
the part that
And I love food, but drinks are way.
I
more-
know.
especially a good gnocchi.
I've seen your belly. I've seen your belly. I know your belly. But the drinks, way more important.
It's not though. But I think
I'll give you one good reason why drinks are more important.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Pirate
Pirate Life, and
Yeah, let's all take a sip.
yeah, this debate has nothing to do with my love of Pirate Life.
Look at the product placement.
I love you, Pirate Life.
Okay, see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so much more. When you eat
It's
too
more
much, you get
satisfying than when you're hungry and you just a nice pizza. Are you fucking kidding me?
full. Quenching thirst is a way better feeling than taming the hunger beast.
You know when you
I would
No.
rather feel
No.
hungry than thirsty. There you go. I hate feeling.
I
thirsty.
feel like this is like 4 different debates.
Yeah, but
Okay.
still.
that first cold beer after 18 holes on a hot day,
Yeah.
or a dry old sandwich after you've just played.
Which I was going to bring it to golf and say which one's more important on the course.
Beers.
On the course. Yeah, beer's on the course.
But
You're doing a physical
but
activity.
liquid is more important on the course than
Yeah.
food.
I think so. Liquid is you're doing an activity, so when
it's
you're doing sports, you
It's
need
just
to
better all round.
keep hydrated.
It's just better all round.
Anyway, let's move on.
It's-
There's Whitey's opinion, and then there's the right one.
no, fuck that. It's so annoying.
I think we can all agree that you need to have a drink with dinner.
I can't believe you don't you can do that.
Yeah.
That's. I would love to know if there are other people.
The thing
out
is,
there.
I drink.
do that.
All I do really is drink water. I drink water. I have a coffee in the morning, and I have a Monster Energy drink in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't. All I drink is water. So
and
I don't
a
pour
pirate
myself.
life in the evening.
And yeah,
But-
I like to party. But
But I mean, I'm classifying water as. I mean, I love to scull a couple of liters of water before I go to bed.
How's his
Really mix
story?
it up.
How's his story before of what he likes to do before bed? Oh, did you not want me to bring that
No, you didn't.
with his sculling out of the
oh yeah,
out of the stein glass and spilling it?
Let-
He likes to go
let's-
to bed where?
he lets us spill onto his tits, and then he likes to have a fucking moist front before he goes to bed. Your words.
I'm just saying. I feel like
I
I've.
You
added the
said
tits
you
part.
like to go to bed where?
you said you like to have wet tits.
You don't like to go to bed.
Yeah. For me, it's the fact that all I drink is really water. So. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, this is what we were chatting about before we
Yeah,
came
we
down.
just thought we'd let you in the craziness.
I think
I think in any.
Acacia had my back. She was on my side with this.
Nah. You're both weird.
Nah,
you need liquid when you're eating food. You
I-
can't not have it.
my number one argument is I could only have water and have the variety of food. That's more important to me than having one plain food and the variety of drinks. That's my point.
Nah.
Yeah, I know that's your.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We're just from two different worlds.
It's,
Yeah.
it's okay. Hey,
It's okay. You're wrong. It's okay.
I was about to extend an olive branch, but fuck that.
No.
That's going in the bin.
It's okay.
You ruined it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some golf.
Okay.
Well, again, just going back to that, golf. You need drinks. It's more important.
It's that's a different argument. It's the physical activity. Anyway,
Anyway, that was
it's a little.
welcome to the podcast.
yeah.
Hey, it is the watering hole.
That's it. Oh, shut up.
See?
I'll leave right now. I don't have to do this.
Please do. All right. So, what do you want to talk about? Should we talk about?
Let's go straight to last week's event. Well, the event that just wrapped up yesterday.
Yeah.
As we record this podcast.
LIV Mexico City in Club de
Good
Chip-
luck.
what was it? Chapultepec.
Yeah.
Yes. Very nice.
That's the best part about the wonderful broadcast team that LIV have. They pronounce it first, and
Yeah.
then we can say
And
it.
then we can jump in afterwards.
Chapultepec. Chicago.
How good was the 18th hole?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
that was a point I wanted to bring.
Mm.
Yes, I knew I had a talking point for this podcast, and it wasn't for nothing that we met
It
here
wasn't
tonight.
about food and drinks.
Can we start
Let's
with
start.
my point?
Let's start with your point.
it was exactly that. Right.
Okay.
So Cam Smith was asked about the vibe on 18. So am I right in saying that that's actually usually a par 4, but it was a par 3 for this event?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Something like that,
I think so.
something that they changed something for this event. Okay. Why do you like the idea of? And I know there's going to be people that come for me on this. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't
Throw it out.
It's just discussion.
Mm.
I love when it's a par 3 18th hole.
Yeah.
Why don't they have more par? I mean, I know course is going to be different layouts and everything. I get all that. Don't yell at me, people. But I feel like more courses should have a par 3 as the final hole because it makes sense for it's a smaller hole that everyone can see the whole action that happens on that hole.
Yeah, you can see the tee shot onto the green
Onto
and
the
then
green.
the putt. Yeah.
If there's a playoff, it's not like they're walking or driving all the way back to there and playing a really long hole. And I know that then that might make it, again, it might make it less interesting because they might just par or birdie as opposed to there's like less chance for a bogey maybe.
Yeah.
But
See,
for-
as soon as you put it into a playoff form, I don't really like it as a par 3.
See,
Yeah,
I
but
like it.
imagine someone getting an ace at a playoff.
Oh.
Because what was the event?
Explosions.
What was the event that Rahm and Brooks went to a playoff?
Last year.
We said I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah. Nah,
Was it Chicago?
Oh,
Shakaka.
Chicago.
go, continue on.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah.
That was a par 3 18th, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I reckon there was an approach shot.
You reckon?
I think so.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway, so the vibe of it was really cool. Obviously, 'cause
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a version, and even Don Boulay said, it's not quite the watering hole, like, but it's got a good vibe to it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Clearly,
yeah.
everyone was having
Fun time.
a fiesta.
The music was going.
Had the
yeah.
fireball section like on a part of the hole. That whole sort of stand there, like it was loud over the broadcast. It was loud. It was just sick, and like
Greenbrier.
Yes.
It's a par 3.
it is a par 3.
Yep.
Oh, it is par 3.
There you go.
I'll eat my words.
So, yeah, I mean that would make heaps of sense to me to have more. And I'm surprised that a lot of places don't have a par 3. Maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know, or if it's just course layout and just depends on what it is. But I would love to finish on a par 3. A lot of people, I think they think of it as like it's too easy of a hole, but then everyone says that like par 3s aren't scoring holes for a lot of golfers. Like,
Well, I think
par 5s are because they
Well,
can,
what was the par 3 this week that really wasn't like you were
Well,
doing
that's the
well
thing.
to get a par out of
but
it?
that's the thing. You can have challenging par 3s. It's not necessarily easy.
Yeah.
Like if you have a
I think the playoff hole needs to be like have all aspects of golf. So a drive, an approach shot with either a chip or a putt. I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love
Yeah.
a playoff hole where you see
Everything.
someone spray their driver and get themselves in the shit, and then like they have to try
Crawl their
and
way
make
back.
like a
Yeah.
wicked recovery shot because there's still that element. I like
Yeah.
all that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, but especially for LIV, if they're and again, I know they're not going to be able to play every course that has a par 3 as a final hole, but it just for this event, it was sick, and I was like, oh, I'm surprised.
It's
that
a very livey kind of vibe to have the last hole as a par 3.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I like it.
And the vibe there seemed awesome.
Yeah.
Seemed really fun.
So I don't know. Yeah, that was my kind of.
I don't
my
think
point.
it wouldn't if you had like say if you took the vibe from 12 here and made that the 18th. I don't think that would work. It's too much.
Yeah.
I feel like Mexico worked because it was party, but it was business at the front and party at the back.
Yeah.
It was the mullet of
The
par
mullet
threes.
of par 3s.
Yeah, nice.
I like that. Cool. But yeah, what an event. Great event.
Awesome event, and obviously we have to go straight to it. Oaco Niemann.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's playing on another level. I'm going to say this. On LIV events, I really need him to play well in a major.
Well, he's got his US Open exemption.
Yes, he does.
He's got time.
Which is huge. So that's the first time, I believe,
Yep.
anyone's got a
straight spot from live
from
to a major.
live. Yeah, yeah. So that's a natural route to get to a major.
Yeah.
But yeah, what phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
You had your tip of the crack before, but I'm going to jump in with an extra one.
Yeah,
How about Lucas Herbert's third round?
Oh, wow.
he is.
Actually, you know what? That was actually going to be mine yesterday. And then, to be honest, I actually forgot about that up until
Herbie-
this point. But yeah, that was incredible.
Herbie's on a heater. He is a bit of a sleeper, but
It's coming.
Of course, dropped from Bounce GC.
and it's straight into the junkyard pigs. But yeah, he's in the top 10, I reckon, in the individual standings for sure. I think he might even be top 5
Overall.
overall. I think.
Yeah, I think he's like third or something.
No, he's not third. I think he might be
Could be
fifth. He might be fifth, but he's definitely in the top 10.
He's fourth.
Far out.
Yeah, Bryson's fifth.
Crazy, eh?
Get that guy in some majors, eh?
But put that into perspective as well, because
Yeah.
you go, all right, you've got Cam Smith as your captain.
Yeah,
Leash won Miami,
yeah.
but Herbie is fourth. So that just goes to show how consistent he's been.
He's been awesome. He's been
Yeah.
really good this season, and
good on final days, too, it seems like.
yeah,
You know.
it's always the third day where he
Yeah.
really picks it up.
So that's what
yeah,
I mean.
Herbie's the man.
You'd hope imagine if he puts one of these together on an opening round
Hmm.
on the first day, and then he just plays good golf to,
Oh,
like if he got out to a good lead.
yeah, I hope he wins one this year. That would be huge and it'll really
Yeah.
cement him.
That round was about as good as we've seen.
Yeah.
Was it a course record?
What did he shoot?
Oh, you're putting it on me now. He shot a 61.
Wow.
I reckon it was a course record.
Wouldn't surprise me. 61. That's
61's pretty huge.
yeah.
Let me check.
Ooh,
Do it.
live research. Yeah, that was lights out. That was a golf clinic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got it?
I don't know.
No, you just give it to him. Just say it was.
Yeah.
Let's say it was.
Yeah. Why not?
For the purpose of this podcast, he shot a course record. Well done, Herbie.
I don't know. Let me have a look.
Do you think so far he's like the most improved
Yeah.
player
Yep.
on Live?
Yep.
He
I think so.
did well last year, but I think he's just taken it to another level this
He's
year.
definitely the number one ripper.
Yeah.
And that's weird because Leash has won an event.
To Steve's point, Leach has won an event and Cam Smith is your captain.
Mm.
And Herbert's out in front, which is awesome.
I don't know. I can't find it.
But like he said too, it's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
I feel like there's going to be
Yeah.
I really hope so. That'll be so good for him. Matt Jones as well played well this weekend, which is good. Good to see a couple of guys that don't have any points like in the mix. Anthony Kim on the first day was in contention.
I was so hyped about that.
Yeah, I know. And then
Was he sitting in like 7th or something?
something like that? And then the second day he shot 6
Yeah.
over. So that really.
On Anthony Kim, I can see that coming too.
I just want him to get some points because I think that would just change everything. Like if he gets in the top 24, yeah.
Well, I mean, when you think that, I think it was what Sergio finished like 50th, and I think Anthony Kim was 51st.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, well,
Sergio's been in some form as well, so
I think he went 3 over, 3 over, 3 over. for
Spot on.
9 over?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, I think it was.
nice.
You know your stuff. Ben Campbell.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
withdrew with the
and won't
wrist
play
injury.
won't play this week either.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
really?
bummer.
So John Catlin, I'm assuming.
Fluid on. Yeah, well, John Catlin filled in this week. I don't know that it's been announced yet.
Yeah.
It might be by the time this comes out, but at time of recording, not sure. But yeah, fluid on the wrist. So
Yeah, okay.
he's gone home to recover for DC.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, overall as an event, absolutely awesome.
The ball flight.
Oh.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Everyone was, I mean, Bryson mainly, but driving greens.
We shared the video of John Rahm
Yeah,
driving the green on a 461?
something like that.
Like,
Altitude.
But it played a big part in the weekend as well with how the guys were hitting shots, because how many times would you could see from round to round on one hole, they would fly the green
Yeah.
and just spit out the back of it. And then the next day, they'd come up way short. It's like you had to be pinpoint.
Yeah.
It looks a fun course, doesn't it?
But
Like,
how frustrating. Imagine like the guys like Phil, for example, like just top of my head, Phil knows his distances perfectly, right?
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
exactly what he can hit. Like even Bryson, like they know their numbers. Imagine going to a place like that and then just automatically it just changes.
Oh, yeah.
And then how weird it would be. Like imagine you going to Wollonga and then you're sitting there going, I know that this is a pitching wedge in.
Yeah.
But then going, oh shit, I need to use like a 58-degree wedge or like to just because it just flies that much, or just it's a 7-iron and then you're hitting, and you're looking at it going, this is a 7-iron for me, but then going, oh, I need to hit like. Imagine how weird it would be because you'd automatically take say like a 9-iron or a pitching wedge.
Yeah.
I don't know, let's just say 9-iron, and then you would automatically hit it way harder.
Yeah.
I reckon
Yeah.
it would you wouldn't be able to just put a normal swing on it.
I'd probably chunk it anyway, so it's all good.
Get it off Hazel.
Yeah.
It'd be so weird, but you could see it was really messing them up. Obviously, like and you could hear him after the shot, and they go. I mean, one that got me was Rahm, and he's like, "What is that doing?" Like,
Yeah.
he hit it, and he's like, "What is happening?" Like, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm going to give you the top 10.
Yep.
So, of course, Waco Niemann took the win with 16 under, 3 shots clear of
Third
Lucas
win of the
Herbert.
year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be some big scores, like
Yeah.
like
I
is it
thought
low scores.
I thought Bryson was just going to
He was
run
gonna
away
run
with
away
it.
too.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
get to Big Bad
Well,
Bryson in a minute.
that's the man. Finished T2 with Lucas Herbert.
Yep.
John Rahm was was fourth,
Yep.
outright fourth. Tyrrell Hatton, a little bit of return to form.
Yep.
T5th with Cam Smith. Don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk
It's all right,
about
we'll come to it.
Bubba Watson.
Yes,
T-
Bubba.
T7 with Sebastian Munoz and Dustin Johnson and Charles Schwartzel are the top 10. Bubba's putt.
Yeah, that was huge.
Hey, Bubba's back this year.
Oh, he is.
I
He
think
is.
He's finally clear of his injuries,
Yeah.
and he's back.
At the end of 2023, I just remember him in an interview saying, this offseason, I really want to improve. I really, shake it up a bit. He didn't have a great last season, but this year, I feel like this is his year.
Now, remember last year, at the end of last year as well, he was relegated.
Yeah.
So he ended up in the drop zone.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of like we even talked about it as well. There was speculation as to, is he going to play on? Is he just going to be the part owner and manager of Range Goats? Ended up bringing himself back, and must have been because he's feeling good because he's been playing some good golf.
Yeah, that's it.
Even at the Masters.
Mm.
Even at the Masters, but I mean, he's another one. He knows Augusta National better than most, and it's good to see. I'm glad that he's
it's
back.
Good to have Bubba playing some good golf, and just seeing. I got him in after that first day when I turned on because obviously it was on pretty early for us, so I missed the beginning of it. But when you turn on the coverage and you see those names all at the top that were at the top, and that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is incredible.
The big dogs were definitely playing well.
And again, I just go back. That's what makes LIV so exciting. I don't know, just seeing all those names and
there's one constant, something that's always consistent. John Rahm is always there.
Yeah,
always there.
Or if he's not there, he's there by
the end. Yeah,
by the end.
He will always crawl himself back.
Now we're 6 events in to the season.
Yeah.
So we're almost the halfway point.
Fuck.
Almost.
That's heartbreaking.
Let's have a look at the drop zone.
Yeah, okay.
This makes for some not very good reading.
Okay.
Mito Pereira's there in 49, 0.60 points. Song, who's been a fill-in for the Ironheads. Yubin Zhang, 51. Lee Westwood, 0 points in 52. Wade Ormsby, can't count him. Anthony Kim, 54 with 0 points. Poltz, 55 with 0 points. Frederick Kettrup, 0 points in 56. And then Schneider, Jans and Catlin. Not good for Ian Pop. So half of Majestics have got no points.
Yeah. And they looked good at the start of the season. They were like, it's just stringing together a whole weekend.
Yeah.
Getting the points. But yeah, it's a shame.
And we talk about it a lot, but their captain situation, they've got to do something about it this year.
Majestics.
Yeah.
Hot crack.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they need to do. The Ironheads are struggling.
Yeah,
They were.
one team point
Yeah.
all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then, with the format, we could see them come out and do what they did last year.
Yeah, just tear it up.
I feel like High Flyers are another one that may need to make a change.
Just to jazz it up a little bit.
I feel like if they...
Phil is really the one dragging it along.
You
Like,
know what-
he's the one that's in
You know
form.
what high flyers need? They've got Phil. They need another flamboyant type player. They're not a very
They need to jazz it up a bit.
yeah, they're not like an out there team, are they?
No.
It's you'd want to see more of their personalities.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I guess. And I feel like a lot of the other teams do that probably a little better.
Especially Ripper.
A Ripper do it really well. You kind of see all four of the guys' personality. Yeah, I don't know, and like Stinger do it well as well.
Majestics do too, to be honest.
Yeah, I think probably Ironheads, High Flyers,
Yeah.
Majestics, they will probably need a change. I think.
Fireballs had their lowest finish of the year.
Yeah, they didn't play well.
in 8.
They didn't play well this week.
Good tip from me. So on that, did any of us get any tips right?
Yeah, Whitey did.
Again?
Yeah.
Leading 13.
Did you see the leaderboard today?
I did.
Yeah, Whitey's pulled another one clear. Legion 13.
Nice one.
Thanks. Happy with that.
You're doing real well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I need something.
So for Niemann, then that's 5 events. So tied with Brooks Koepka for 5 events.
As
won.
the most winningest player in LIV golf.
Yeah.
So let's start a little thing here. Who wins another one first, Niemann or Brooks?
Oh, Niemann.
Neiman.
Yeah, that's...
He's in form.
Yeah.
He is in form. Brooks
Now,
has had glimpses of form,
so
but
let's talk about. So that was the next thing. So Brooks, if we go to Brooks Koepka, now he's 13th because he had that second place finish.
Yeah.
But he's finished 33rd, 7th, 35th, 2nd, 18, and then finished 30th. Now, this one I think was pretty disappointing because he was up there early on.
yeah.
And then to slip to 30th, obviously out of the points again. Let's revisit his comments again.
I thought you were going to go down this
Do you
road.
think he's gone? We've had a couple of weeks on it. What do you think if you're going to...
This kind of brings me back, though, to remember the first season of Big Swing? Big Swing. Shout out to Big Swing. Full swing.
Yeah.
He was out of form during that
Before
tape.
he signed with LIV.
Yeah, during that taping. And he was just saying that, like, he doesn't think he can play with the best guys anymore and stuff like that. I think he's just in a slump.
You reckon
I
he's
don't
just
know.
having another one of those?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
But specifically about Liv, like, do you think he stays or do you think he goes? Or do
I
you
th-
think any of this has anything to do with it or not?
I
Or
don't know.
do you think any of his current form on Liv, do you think that influences his decision either way?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think
I
he's,
think,
do you think
I think
he's
he's going.
You think he's the type of player that carries his outside life on the course with him? I don't. I think he's the kind of player that can put that behind. Like, I think Whitey's right. I think he might just be having another form slump.
But I do think he's gone. I don't think he's going to stay. at Liv.
I'm more confident of Bryson staying than I am of
Bryson
Brooks
is
Koepka.
is live crushes. He's the poster boy.
So then I personally think he's going as well. I just have that vibe.
As this goes on, I'm leaning more that way. I was kind of maybe wishful thinking. Was like he's driving his price up, but this isn't helping.
Yeah. So let's just say then he does go.
Sure.
What does Liv then look like, and then what happens with Smash, or what happens with that? Because realistically, how does it work? Because we haven't seen it before with this.
Someone go back.
Well,
Well, if a team captain who's got invested interest in the team,
Yeah.
and he's listed as the general manager of the team,
Mm.
if he goes back, what happens with Smash, or does he
yeah,
does he go back, but he's still the general manager of Smash?
I don't think so.
I
I had
doubt it.
I had a thought on this.
Yep.
I reckon it could be the end of Smash.
Yep.
Like, as in, if he goes, Smash folds, those other three guys have to find their way, like become free agents.
Yep.
Have to find their way onto another team. That's what I thought. He's the only one from Smash at the moment that's currently in the lock zone.
Yep.
So technically, those other guys would be free agents anyway,
Mm.
and we see it go back to 12 teams.
Mm. I guess it all depends on if any other players come across this year, if
Rory?
they've got anything in the pipeline. Yeah, I don't know. It's all.
It doesn't.
It's this. I tell you what, it's going to make this off season very interesting.
Sure.
I love off seasons.
I don't, because they don't announce it until the last second. We'll be going into the first event and then find out Brooks Koepka's not on LIV
Yeah, and then
anymore.
we've got to do our. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
hey. And do I get a compensation pick?
No.
That's why I traded him. You're an idiot.
All right. Well, should we get there then?
Go to the fantasy.
What did we announce? Who? So Legion 13 got the win. The team
yeah,
win.
yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go through the team wins.
Yes, Legion 13, another team win.
Ripper looked
Yep,
like
they
they
were
were around the mark. Again.
Torquay.
Hang on, let me bring it up. Wait a second, I was looking at something else.
It's like him in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I'm going to bring it up.
Wait,
Um.
wait there.
No, but Legion 13 again. It looked like they might lose it because they had a couple of like McKibben missed a part. For part.
Overall, they're in the lead now, which I find
Yeah, they are.
surprising with Fireballs
Fireball's
getting so
second.
many wins.
Yeah, again, just I think it goes to
Consistency. Yeah.
And
All
then
right.
if you jag a win,
Yeah.
Legion 13, Ripper GC, Torquay was the podium. 4 aces.
Hey.
A little bit of a return to form.
yeah, they are playing a lot better. This year.
DJ's playing.
But it
Yeah,
helps.
he's
Like
in
I
a bit
said,
of form at the moment.
And Pat Reed's found some form again. So
Yeah.
I think
Up the aces.
Yeah. Crushers 5, Smash 6, Stinger 7, Fireballs 8, Range Goats 9, High Flyers, Cleeks, Majestics 9 heads.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So it's always just. I guess that's the bummer. Is it's.
They had a
but
terrible. Ironheads
It's
had
like
a
that
terrible weekend.
in every sport, I suppose. The cream rises to the top, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to find the other teams that are struggling. They're going to be down the bottom. But it's just again, we've had 3 seasons of it now. You'd like to see some changes for those teams just to make it probably a bit more interesting. And I guess for them, like they have to look at it as like any other sporting franchise.
Yeah.
If it's not working, you got to change it. Especially like with teams like Ironheads, and I'm probably saying Majestics as well, and High Flyers. Like, I guess with Phil doing the Phil and the High Flyers YouTube channel
Yeah.
helps a bit, but you kind of want to bring a bit more. I guess for these guys, a bit more revenue in other ways. So it's like,
Yeah.
how do you?
It
How
sounds
do
like
you?
a band name, doesn't it?
What's that?
Phil Mickelson and the High Flyers.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Nice.
They've had so many
It's like-
hits.
It's like Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds.
So Mexico City, what did we think of that event?
I love it.
That was sick.
Another one
The-
I think that
The
they
T
should.
markers.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were dope. They were real nice.
They just do some things
Mexico's
really well.
Mexico's a really cool place.
Yeah, they
I would love to go.
Yeah.
yeah.
If
That,
anyone's listening, Mexico next year. Fly
we
boys
could
over.
cause. It'll be
Maybe play
interesting
Pro-Am.
to see. It'll be interesting to see if they have the event there again.
Mm.
I think that they will because if they
Yeah.
had a good vibe on that
Mm.
last hole.
Better than Mayakoba.
I liked the course at Mayakoba. That was really.
I
Yeah.
like
really
the event
cool.
here though.
It's a beautiful event. So
Yeah.
done, done it.
So Mayakoba, that was in Mexico as well, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I like
'Cause
Mexico City.
Yeah, I think either were both were really good. Mayakoba was a nice course,
Mm.
but yeah, I think. I mean, this was as well. Don't get me wrong. I guess just the challenges of it being, so high above sea level
Altitude.
and whatnot, the altitude. Yeah.
Would have made it tough to walk too.
Yeah. Well, I think Rick Shields was saying it on his podcast that anything at high altitude, like you fatigue way faster.
Mm.
Yeah.
So imagine. I mean, I'm gassed after playing a round of golf. Like, imagine playing under that condition.
Gassed after an episode of this podcast.
Gassed after eating a cheeseburger, But, yeah. wicked event. I hope they keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it there again.
Yeah, I do too.
I just love these places that we see around the world, and you know, all these different cultures and how they buy in and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that when I tuned in on the first day, I was like, oh shit, that's actually a really decent crowd. Like the crowd
Yeah.
following, I think was it Ram, Bryson? Was it Ram, Bryson, and Cam in the group, or was it
Which
someone
day?
else? The first day.
The first day was Ortiz.
Mm.
Carlos Ortiz.
Yeah.
With
With
Bryson and Ram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember they shared a video of he was playing with Bryson and Ram, and Ortiz got the loudest cheer.
Yeah.
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 See, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's wicked.
sick.
So,
Abe
yeah.
Answer was getting a lot of props
That's
as
some
well.
homework for you because we've seen a few different courses now.
Mm.
Next week, come in and build me your ideal live season from all the courses that we've seen.
Oof.
I thought you were going to say something different there. Build your ideal live
Character.
event based on.
On holes from every
Oh, no, it's
Oh,
not.
that's-
course. That's too hard.
Yeah.
No.
Give me next week. Give me 14 events from all the courses we've seen. Your fantasy season.
That's some
Okay.
homework.
That's some homework.
All right.
We'll talk about that next week
We won't do that. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. Yeah. We'll do that.
We'll do that.
because there's been some that have been let go that I'd like to see back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes.
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 All right. Well, let's get to it.
Are we not going to talk about
What?
the next event?
Well, let's get to this first, and then
Let's talk about the fantasy of this event. And
All
then,
right.
and then we'll get to that.
Then we get to the next event.
Well, I'm going to grab the
Get your little remote control.
So, for those that don't know, we obviously do a fantasy
The
League.
original.
League.
Fantasy
The
league.
original fantasy league. I think we really did start.
We did the league before it was
The league did it.
Yeah, before Liv had a fantasy league on their website. So
It's not
I don't-
coincidence.
Imitation
Whitey.
is the finest form of
Whitey.
flattery, Whitey.
We do a lot of things that catch on elsewhere.
But fantasy, we got
Yeah.
the watering hole, the TWH Fantasy League.
we got 3
We've got
teams.
the 3 teams. We got Bounce GC, we got Green Machine GC, and the Junkyard Pigs GC. The colour around the screen is the previous winner
So if
from the
you-
previous event.
If you are watching on YouTube, look up at the screen.
So the winner of Mexico City 2025 is
Oh, hey.
the Junkyard Pigs.
There
Now,
it
that's
is.
supposed to be pink. We're low budget, so you haven't got much of a colour there.
I like it. It's more of a purple, but
Looks better than green.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks for being an asshole.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so should we go through the scores?
Are you going to go? You do your thing.
I'll do my
Do
thing.
your thing.
Okay, so I'll give you I'll go from bottom to top. I'll
Yeah,
mix
do
it
that.
up. Mexico City. So we know Junkyard Pigs got the win, but we don't know how many points.
I got so many points.
But
I
I
know
think-
I did.
But I think we all know who finished last.
That we do. And I'm just going to also highlight yet to win an event. So Junkyard Pigs and Green Machine,
3 each.
3 each.
I'm terrible this.
There it is.
Yeah.
No tips
There it
right.
is.
Not an event win.
You've mortgaged your future.
Do I? I don't have much business being on this podcast, to be honest.
All right, so let's go through. So Bounce GC in third place with 16 points.
Oof. That's
Green Machine GC in second place with 73 points.
Yeah.
And a whopping
Yeah, this is huge.
yeah. I had a feeling.
Junkyard Pigs with the win with 109 points.
Up the pigs.
Now,
Okay.
overall standings
After Mexico City.
after Mexico City in third place, Bounce GC with a
Boing.
total of 213 points. Now, if you think about that total and the number I just said, Whitey
Yeah,
got,
no, I've got. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you got 200.
Whitey's got half of my points in one event. Cool.
213 points for Bounce GC. Now, before the event,
Hmm.
Green Machine, this is before the event, Green Machine was in first place
Yeah.
with 263 points. Second place, 250 points to the Junkyard Pigs. If you can do quick math, you know that Green Machine now is in second place again with a total of 336 points. So in first place overall is the Junkyard Pigs with 359 points. So a little lead.
Mm.
Oh, we're not clapping? All right.
Fuck no. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Gotta be McKibbin me. In saying that, let's go through what everyone scored. So I'll start with Bounce GC. It was
That's-
Short segment.
It was grim. It was grim.
It's Green.
It was grim.
Yeah.
Dean Bermesey, captain, donuts, 0.
Yeah, that hurts.
Brooks Koepka, 0.
Donuts.
Pat Reed, 3
2
points. And DJ was your high scorer with 13 points. Now,
Let's talk about who are left on the bench.
Cam Smith. Had you kept Cam, you
Still would have lost.
You still would have lost, but
Yeah.
you would have.
He would have
some
been.
points.
Yeah, he would have had some points.
Had I kept Lucas Herbert?
Was he on your bench?
But how far can you go back?
Yeah.
Had I kept
Look,
John
Cam-
Rahm? Had
Cam-
I kept
Neiman.
Neiman? I
Cam-
had Rahm and Neiman.
Bryson.
Cam, I was surprised about because I thought Cam was probably in better form than Koepka,
Yeah.
and I also thought that with the altitude, that I thought that Cam would have more control over his approaches into a green and have like
Look,
the
I-
feel of it better than probably what Brooks would.
I went
That's
with.
what was the thinking there,
No,
Chris?
well, the thinking was bringing Pat Reed in.
Yeah, no, I liked that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
The thinking was bringing Pat Reed in. Pat Reed and DJ have had success on that course before. I had to find a way to get them in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cam, he hasn't been in the greatest form.
No.
But I would say he's been in better form than Brooks.
Would
I
you though?
think-
Brooks has had
Yeah.
a podium this year.
I don't know. I still feel like Cam's been up there and he's fell away, whereas I feel for a lot of events, bar this one,
Yeah.
I feel like Brooks has been at the bottom.
Burmie,
the whole event.
Burmie, I couldn't drop because Burmie's been pretty
No.
consistently.
I tipped Burmie to win.
Yeah.
I thought he was legitimately. I thought because he was a big hitter, he's going to drive the ball well. with the
If I was
altitude.
being honest, that to get or Reed had to come in, so it was either going to be Smith or Koepka, and I made the wrong choice.
Hey, it's just a bang bang call, right?
But now I
Yeah.
might have to thin out my squad, so I don't have to make that choice anymore.
All right, we'll go on to my Green Machine GC. John Rahm got me the multiplier, so 36 points for Rambits. Bryson unfortunately shat the bed again, like he did at the Masters.
It's not really shitting the
He
bed.
shit it. When you're on the Green Machine, you get spoken to this way. He shat the bed again on a Sunday. Bryson DeChambeau got 30 points. I mean, he finished second, so it's not that
Yes.
bad.
Hardly
But-
shitting the bed.
Yeah, but 40 points would have been nice and to prevent old buggerlugs here from getting the multiplier on the 40.
on me.
David Pooge got me a handy 6 points, and Phil
Yeah.
got me a point.
Not bad.
So, hey, if I had Ortiz, probably would have been a little better, but it proved well bringing Phil in. Just that veteran experience, Anyway, Junkyard Pigs, GC, the winners.
yeah.
Niemann's the one that got it all done, really, but yeah, Niemann with the multiplier, obviously 40 points times 2, you get 80.
It's a lot of points.
Tyrrell Hatton, as Chris said, back to some form, so 16 points. Sergio Garcia, surprisingly, donut. And Munoz, nice little inclusion, 13 points. But if you'd brought Lucas Herbert in, that would have been an enormous win, or
Yeah.
probably almost a record for TWH Fantasy, I reckon.
Yeah.
I've
But
had-
that
I've
would have
had-
been a crazy move to drop Sergio for Herbert
I think last year
prior to this event.
I had one event where I cracked the ton. I reckon it might have been the last event.
Mm.
Be interesting. There's some research for you. Find out the record.
I think it was like
Not
119.
now.
Yeah, I think it was Rahm and Brooks maybe that were right
Yeah.
at the top, maybe 1 and
Well, that
2.
Greenbrier event.
It could have been.
Mm.
Yeah, I had one where it was a tasty little dish. But Whitey, well done.
Thank you.
And you take the lead, and suddenly
It gets very interesting. Up
you
the
become
top.
the hunted again.
Mm.
All right. So now we're going to have to. It's the game week this week, so
Yes.
we're going to have to get straight into it.
We dip our toes in that free agency pool.
Now,
Talk to me.
come to me.
Yes, trades.
Oh, trade talk.
I'll listen to any offer.
Well, I said before the podcast, Louis up for grabs.
So Louis Oosthuizen.
Yes, is up for grabs for the right,
Now, can I float something?
float it.
You don't have to ask.
I want draft picks.
Oh, he's conceding.
This guy, this fucking guy.
He's conceding.
You want draft picks?
Will one of
You want your
will
draft
one
pick
of
back,
you
don't you?
trade me a first round draft pick for
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka?
No.
No.
And
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 yeah,
my third round pick.
No.
no.
You guys don't want to do business.
I don't want the draft pick trades. I think are silly. I don't. I'm not a fan of it.
What about? Would you? Yeah. You want? What about if you could get your first rounder back? You can have that back
Ooh.
For what?
for
Brooks.
Pat Reed and Cam Smith.
No way.
Oh, don't do it, 'cause they'll bury me.
No
way.
way.
I could only pick 4 in the team.
True.
That seems like the kind of trade that the league would veto.
Why? You want your tanking. You want your pick back.
I'm not tanking.
He was ready to tank in the first round.
He was tanking.
Yeah,
He was born to
ta-
tank.
He was tanking from the start.
You should call yourself Tank GC.
Yeah.
Sherman.
It's only halfway through the season. You can
Yeah.
turn it around.
No, I'm gone.
You gone?
Yeah, gone.
Hey, listen, entertain it. Pat Reed, Cam Smith for your first rounder.
Please don't do that.
Hey, shut up, boy.
Nah.
It's in my.
You can throw out whatever you like, and I won't comment.
No, I'm good.
So your first rounder.
4?
Pat Reed and Brooks Koepka.
No.
Oh, you're an idiot. I will comment. You're an idiot.
I want my first rounder.
But you could win now.
So how does that work? You get Whitey's, so then he doesn't have one in the first round. Nah.
But the
don't.
thing is, to Steve's point, you can only play 4 players. So with those two, who am I going to replace?
Well, you got to go week to week and on feel and the course, and you got to look at it.
Because even my bench at the moment, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I got Herbie and Oosthuizen on the bench.
If anyone's serious about doing a move, Brooks Koepka's available.
I'll take Louis for Brooks.
No, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No, I don't like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think Louis hasn't had quite the spark this year as he's had
He hasn't.
last year. Because last year he looked like
Yeah.
he was finishing
real contender.
like third and really kind of bar a couple of missing some putts late in on a Sunday. He was kind of
Yeah.
around the mark.
Louis
This year he
Louis
hasn't.
31st
Yeah,
He can turn it around.
and Brooks Koepka's 13th.
True.
yeah.
Like you're insulting me with that offer.
Okay.
However, a first rounder.
No, keep it. Anyway, move
Nah.
on.
Brooks ain't worth a first rounder right now.
Oh, I want
If you're talking about Brooks Koepka, a 5-time major winner, 5-time live
well,
champion,
that is Brooks Koepka.
that is Brooks Koepka, but that ain't the Brooks we're
That's
getting
not
right
the.
now.
He's not bringing you points at the moment.
We're not
That's
getting
the point.
We're not getting that Brooks right now.
No.
You're getting the potential of that Brooks.
You gotta trade based on the current value,
And the value is points week to week.
unless the other person sees the potential enough to take the risk. So if you can say Brooks for a first rounder, like for us at the moment ain't gonna work. Maybe next week it might work.
Brooks had his second place finish off the back of a 35th place the week before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's streaky.
So, 30th this week. What's to say he doesn't win this week?
Hey, Phil Mickelson can win this week.
You know what? I'm going to keep
Hey,
him.
a lot of
How about
people's
that?
girlfriends are in
I'm going to keep him.
No one's begging for it.
there. So, what do you want for your original first round pick?
Nah, I think, nah. Yeah, you're not. You're not making serious offers.
I'm making a serious
You want
offer.
to take Cam Smith and Pat Reed for my first round?
Would
pick?
you? What about Cam Smith for your original first rounder?
He's thinking about it.
Then I got to pick another player, don't I?
Yeah. Unless
Yeah, maybe attach a player.
unless is there? Okay. What about?
Maybe
let-
attach one of your players to that.
Let's look at this. So I've got.
Oh, if Cam Smith goes on a run.
What about Carlos Ortiz, your first rounder, for Cam Smith and Pat Reed?
But then I'm giving you an extra player. You've got to drop one after.
So it's either you give me another pick.
I reckon make it clean. So like just 2 for 2
Yeah, I reckon just
with the first rounder, but like an Ortiz and
an Ortiz and the first rounder for Pat Reed. Yeah,
a
okay.
McKibben or whoever else you got on your team.
No. He gives me Ortiz and the first rounder. I give him Pat Reed.
Nah. First rounder for Cam Smith, and you get to make a free move.
That is a real tank job. If you did that, that's tanking.
Not necessarily.
But he's giving you Cam Smith for next year's seat. For
Yeah, but then I got to drop someone.
What about you, Whitey?
what about me?
What would it take? What would it take for me to get your draft pick? Would you entertain a DJ Burmy combo?
You know me. I wouldn't make that decision right now. I would sit on it.
Okay. What about a mega trade?
Okay. Let's talk
What about a Megatron?
What about my first rounder and back and your first rounder? What would it take from my roster to get those 2 picks?
Nah. That's 2 first rounders. Yours back and his. You're in such a no offense. You're in such a bad position. You're tanking, and you don't even have your first round pick.
Yeah.
And not to bring up old shit, but remember the big fuss I made when you made that trade?
What do you mean?
Yeah, he said it was a 2-horse race.
Yeah, but at the same time, let's say you keep Cam,
What was
Cam
it?
and Brooks. They might come first and second next week. It's just you just got to.
But not for him though, because he's willing to go back on that trade now and give up even more to get that back.
It's all a gamble. Golf's hard to predict. You never know. Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me. Nothing you're saying is.
I said I would
tickling.
do probably the first rounder for.
Can I have that beer, please?
Yeah, sure.
First rounder. So what would that be? Yeah, I'd go first rounder for Cam.
Hot crack.
Your first rounder back to you for Cam,
Straight swap.
and then
I get a free move.
you get a free move. So well, technically, here we go. To make it interesting, if I took Cam and just this is helping you out and not you, I could trade you your first rounder and give you your pick of either Ortiz or Answer for Cam Smith. Because technically they would go to, like, you'd have your first move anyway.
Yeah, they'd be on the bench anyway. They'd be on the. Yeah.
So you'll trade me
Your first rounder
and
and
Ortiz or
Answer
Answer for Cam Smith.
for Cam Smith.
Let me think about it for a second. But that is a potential deal.
Okay.
Because then really I'd have to drop one of them anyway.
Take it.
How long do you need to think about that for?
Let me have a little look at things here first.
You got to take it before he starts looking at Ortiz versus Answer. Actually, who would you take out of those two?
I'm not saying because then he'll just say
The
have
other
that
person.
one.
Yeah, I'm not going to give up Ortiz.
Yeah.
Answer would probably be on the table.
Go hard, Paul. Has to be Ortiz.
I'm not. I'm not against this.
Get you're tanking anyway. You get your first round.
All right.
4. Answer.
Nah, sorry. I'll take back the deal.
Oh,
Can't do it.
just
Cool
a
feed.
big dick
I'm sorry.
tease.
Can't do it.
Yeah, wow.
Failed the medical.
All right.
Sorry,
what made you
I
change
had
your
as
mind?
soon.
Well, that was a huge waste of 10 minutes.
You know why? Because I was too interested in it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it wasn't. I was just looking at going. Oh, I'm giving up a good player, and
Next.
the first rounder. Like, if I somehow manage to pull off the win,
Yeah,
the double first round and
yeah,
extra.
that's huge.
Sorry, I can't do it. I was very close, but I can't do it. Fuck.
Okay.
Sorry, I wanted to make a trade. I
No,
love
that's
making
fine.
a trade.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, I've insulted him. All right, so you've got the first move.
Mm.
So do you want me to read your squad?
No, I know my squad.
Do you know what you're doing?
You seem so sad.
Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah. I know.
Oh, well, Ben Campbell's.
Ben Campbell's, he's going to be dropped.
He's,
so
he's,
heartbreaking.
he's injured. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
you got to
he's
do what you got to do.
So, do you got your first move ready?
Yeah.
Give us your
Get
first
on
move.
with it.
Yeah, Bubba Watson's going in.
Hey, nice.
Damn it.
Good move.
Good move.
Well done, Chris.
So, Ben Campbell's out.
Ben
Watson's
Campbell's
in.
out. Bubba's in.
Yeah. I like
Goat
it.
for goat. I like it.
I think I'm not going to make any moves. I'm going to leave it unchanged. So I pass on the first move at least. Junkyard Pigs, you got your
I'm
move?
struggling with this.
Yep.
I really want Herbie in the squad,
Yep.
You should.
but because I know I'm just speaking out loud right now. Hatton played well this weekend, but he hasn't been in a great form. Munoz is getting points every week.
Do you think they're dropping Hatton?
Yeah, to the bench. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Mm.
Not to the bench, not to the up for grabs.
Well, you could trade him.
I don't want to. Munoz on the bench, Herbie in.
That's his move.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
So bounce GC with your second move.
Yeah, I'm going to make another internal change. And I'm sacrificing another player this week and hoping that Cam Smith continues his upward trend. It's Burmie.
So Cam Smith becomes your captain.
dropping to the bench and Cam Smith comes in as captain.
Ooh. That's a monster move, that one.
Who's in your starting lineup then? We'll get to that. It's all good.
Dean Burmester to the bench.
I almost thought you were going to put DJ as your captain.
So did I.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at something here. Tricky one, this one. Isn't it? I'll tell you what, just quickly, who's struggled lately is Moronk.
Yes.
Since that first win,
Since
he
you
has
disrespected him.
struggled.
Did he come dead last?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you skip your first round?
Yeah, but I'm starting to think about the course itself.
Have we played this course before? We.
No.
Yeah.
Korea?
Mm.
No.
No, look, I'm going to leave it unchanged. Sorry for taking forever. I'm unchanged. So, Whitey and the Junkyard Pigs, your second move.
I'm dropping Niemann. Nah, kidding.
I heard it.
It's official. Nah, leaving it.
Leaving it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go through the teams. So Bounce GC is Captain Cam Smith again in a roller coaster of decisions. Brooks Koepka, Pat Reed, and Dustin Johnson.
It's a
Good
strong, it's a nice sounding team.
Some dogs there.
There's some dogs.
Hey, listen to the whole team.
Yeah, I heard.
So Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka, Pat Reed, Dustin Johnson's the starting four, with Bubba Watson and Dean Burmester on the bench. It's a solid team.
Oof. Yeah.
Solid team. I actually would have dropped Brooks, though.
Yeah, I would have put.
No, you disrespected him, I think.
Well, maybe we poked him.
Yeah.
We poked him.
Who knows?
Green Machine, John Rahm, captain, Bryson DeChambeau, David Pouge, and Phil Mickelson, starting four, and Abe Ansett and Carlos Ortiz on the bench. Junkyard Pigs, Waco Niemann, captain, Tyrrell Hatton, Sergio Garcia, Lucas Herbert, the starting four, and Sebastian Munoz and Louis Oosthuizen on the bench. So that's fantasy set for Korea.
Giddy up.
Now, let's get to Korea.
Yes.
Let's do it.
We're at the Jack Nicklaus Golf Club in Korea.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
A course that it's a bit weird. Like it's front nine, the urban course, and the back nine is a link style course. There's a lot of water.
Yeah.
And it's not the kind of course that is going to be. You're not going to see what you saw this week in Mexico. Like there's not going to be really that opportunity to drive greens and things like that. A lot of water, a lot of hazards, bit of risk and reward. It's probably going to reward players that are a bit more creative. So it's not necessarily going to be one for your big hitters, or you've got to be accurate, tight fairways, but you've got to think your way around the course.
Damn it.
Now,
I should have made the change I was going to make.
2015 President's Cup was held here as well. And have a listen to some of the names that played in that are on this live at the moment. So Louis Oosthuizen, Brandon Grace, Mark Leishman, Anaban Lahiri, Charles Schwartzel, Danny Lee, Matt Jones, just in the international team.
Yeah.
US, Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Pat Reed, and Phil Mickelson was a captain's pick, who was also the most productive player from the US team on that President's Cup.
Phil.
Interesting. Very.
Phil.
Very interesting.
Now, of course, this is the first time we've seen
Yes.
Korea
Damn it.
as an event as well.
I should have brought in a banter. Just
Caveat. Okay.
oh well. So what are we expecting from this one, Chris?
Well, you mean tip-wise?
Well,
So should we do the tips?
I think just course wise. Is it a long course, short course? Do we know?
Well, we're looking at a par 72, 7,470 yards.
Okay.
So it's got some length. Different, like I said, there's actually like through the middle of the course, there's like private houses right through the middle of, so that kind of both nines are played around like a residential area. And like I said, it's a funny layout where the front nine is surrounded by trees, back nine's more linksy.
Lynch.
I don't know.
That's it.
It's noted as like one of the hardest courses in Asia.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
really? Okay.
All right. So let's do some tips.
So this is going to be interesting.
Let's do some tips.
All
Let's
right.
have a pan. All right.
Well, Whitey got the tips last week. He can.
So what is it? 5-3
kick it
now.
off. Tips wise,
Yeah.
no, Whitey's on 4,
What am I?
2.
2
Ugh. And you're yet to get on.
Donut King.
donuts.
All right. You go. Go on.
Individual.
Individual
first.
first.
There's one word that you used there describing it, and I think it hooked me in.
Mm.
He said creative. I'm going Bubba Watson.
Interesting.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like he's trending.
Mm.
You said creative. I'm just taking your word for it. I'm going Bubba Watson.
Okay. I'm going to go Cam Smith.
You're really dying on this hill.
No, I think, honestly, I thought he, when he looked
Good.
on,
Yeah.
he looked confident. His drives were a little bit, they were finding more fairway than what they usually do.
Sure.
He looks a lot more confident around certain parts of his game. And Cam's creative.
Yeah,
When he gets a wedge in his hand and if he finds himself in a bunker or anything like that, he's creative. His putting is, although probably his last round with the putting kind of deserted him a bit over the weekend in Mexico. But if we're talking creative, and I think that kind of course, I think Cam will do well.
Up and down chances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going Phil Mickelson.
Yes. The win, Phil. I'll be happy with that.
I think he's even said it himself. He's had to find he can't compete length with these guys now. He's got to find other ways.
Yeah.
I think that kind of creativity on this kind of course could
I
be.
like it.
I like the Bubba tip too. I think this could be one for
A couple of
an
the
old
old dogs. Yep.
Nice.
Mm.
Teams.
I'm going to go Fireballs.
Okay, because you went Fireballs, I'm not going to this week.
You can if you want to.
No, I'm not. I was actually going to say Fireballs. But
Jump on the train.
as soon as you said it, it just smelled bad. So nah,
How
I'm going
dare
to
you.
go. I'm going to go Ripper.
Okay. Yeah, that they were my two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either Fireballs or Ripper.
I haven't won one for a while. I'm going Torquay.
Yeah, they
Really?
were probably going to be my next pick. So.
Yeah.
I think
Although the
over-
Mito factor is hurting.
the Mito
Yeah.
factor hurts, but I think
If he
Carlos-
plays all right.
Poor Mito.
Yeah.
Carlos is he's pretty creative. Niemann can do anything with a golf club at the moment.
He's the
And I
man.
think Munoz is hitting some form as well, so I think they're not far away from a win.
Ripper. I'm going the All Aussie.
Mm.
Love it. All
Nice.
about it. Yep. Up the Aussies.
So they're the tips locked in.
So
All
go
right.
around the room again. Whitey's got
Bubba and Fireballs.
I got Cam and Ripper.
and Phil and Torquay.
Yep.
Nice. Locked in.
All right, that's it. Now, should we?
Sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't do our emergencies.
Yeah, we'll pick that.
Yeah,
up.
it's all good. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
Well, I think we need to put it on mic to prove that it happened.
Nah, it's the honor system.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Mine's
We know who
Munoz.
they are.
Mine's Munoz.
Yeah, mine's Abe answer.
Mine's Burmy.
Okay, done.
Okay, cool.
There you go. Let's talk about our golf.
Okay.
All right, so we've all played.
Oi, I played.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you played.
That's all right.
Wasn't just the range.
That's all right.
Played 18.
Look at you go.
Nice.
Getting out there, having a hit. Love it.
How'd you go?
Well, I told you before. It doesn't really say much about how good I was in the beginning, but I haven't played. So I played Aston Hills at Mount Barker on the weekend. Love it.
Love it.
I could see myself being a member there.
You've said that a lot about a lot of courses, but yeah, good.
Now, it's only the second time I played it.
Yeah.
Now, the first time I played Aston Hills was probably around the time that I just started playing golf again. What I can say is that I shot 35 shots better this time.
Wow.
Wow.
So you broke the course record then.
Well,
yeah.
I'll put statues up of me. So
Yeah. Oh, good.
no,
Nice.
it was good though. No, I really enjoyed it. It was funny though. Like there's a few holes where there's like creeks running through. There's water hazards, but because there hasn't been a lot of rain, that was all dried out. Literally had to go and like sink myself into 2 feet of mud
Yeah.
to hit a ball out, and wish there wasn't a group right behind us because I
Ugh.
would have fished out so many balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all waterlogged there. You don't want those.
I took some.
That's bad. It's bad karma.
I took some.
Bad juju energy on that.
But no, it was good. Seemed to have worked a couple of things out, which is nice.
It's just good getting out to play.
The driver wasn't too bad either.
That's
Like
good.
it was pretty
On point.
pretty all right.
Hitting the fairways.
Yeah.
So where's the next round?
You tell me.
Yeah, I know we need to play.
I am keen to check out Seacliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for just a short little 9-holer.
They've pumped a lot of money into their clubhouse
Clubhouse
and
is
stuff.
good.
Yeah. Formerly Marion Golf Course, now the Seacliff Golf Course. So
Actually, one that I would like to play too, and they chucked us a little follow this week. Mount Osmond.
oh yeah,
No, yeah.
nice.
Mm.
I've
Keep
played that before.
Keep that hills vibe going.
Good view.
Yeah.
Couple there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Whitey.
Oh,
Go on.
putting. Still. I think it's above 31%. Putting's good.
Whitey.
Anyway, yeah, I've hit a bit of a slump, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to.
Oh.
I kind of want to say something,
Oh.
and this is going out to the golf content creators and influencers and stuff like that.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw.
Whitey's off the leash, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a bit of a grenade out there
Hey, look at this. Ready? I'm throwing the mic away.
because I hear a lot of stuff, and it upsets me.
Oh.
We're talking about Stableford here. People talking about rounds that they're ashamed of. You know, I only shot a 30. I got 28 points. I got 25 points. Where's my camera? Right here. You could not handle living in my world of shit golf. You have no idea what bad golf is. I got 19 Stableford points on the weekend. Sorry.
I'm not laughing at the 19 points. I'm laughing at the barrel of the camera job.
So, to those people, you know, ashamed of their 28s, I think you need to grow up, and I think you need to get some. I think you need to get some real problems because you don't know what bad golf is. Yeah, I got 19 points on the weekend. It was, but in saying that, our whole group didn't play well. I was the worst, but
I won the day out of our group with 22 Stableford points.
yeah,
It was.
we were going through it.
You won with 22 points.
Won our group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the three of us that were playing, and yeah. So I was thinking it
And-
it was 19, 20, and 22.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, the week
I
before,
wish I played with you that day.
yeah, the week before, I played a little bit better, but not that much better. But I enjoyed this week more for some reason. I think I was just
Was that shit talking though?
yeah, a little bit of that. But I think it was just more. I went into it just not trying to overcomplicate the golf swing and just trying to hit it, but it didn't work.
So what
But
went wrong, Whitey?
I don't know. I have no idea what I did. Do you know? I felt like I putted a little bit better, but yeah.
Yeah. I think like you, bar a couple of shots, because I was actually trying to think because Sticky said to me afterwards, he goes, I don't think you hit, like, not you, me, he goes, I don't think you hit one good golf shot today.
That's what you want to hear.
About
said-
Whitey.
So I said, hey, no, about me. So I said, hey, thanks for being a mate.
Yeah. Thanks
No,
for
no.
picking me up.
But then I was like, kind of, and I was like, no, I did, I did, and I was like, oh, I hit that one good tee shot on like 12, and then
Yeah.
my first tee shot on 10, like for the day, was really good. And I hit a couple, but then I was like actually going through it, and I was like, he's right though. I didn't have like too many great, like I did hit some good shots, but
Yeah.
like overall, I was like, yeah, I probably didn't, because I had probably, and I think this was probably the same for you. It was probably. We hit some good shots, but there was definitely on each hole where we scrubbed.
Yeah.
There was a catastrophic shot
Yeah.
where it was either you're just not recovering from it at all, like to the point you're having to hit it left-handed or one-handed, or I think there was one hole where I couldn't get out of. Oh, it was hole 17. the par 5. I hit
Mhm.
a wicked tee shot with the driving iron and went just as far as I hit my driver on that hole. Perfect position down the left-hand side, and then remember I hit it left in front of those guys, and then I
Oh,
duffed
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and then the other guy was standing right where I wanted to hit the ball in the tree line, and you do the the wave where you go, hey, I'm going through there, can you fuck off out the way, and he didn't move, so you ask, that's just move out the way.
Yeah.
Doesn't move, and then it's in my head, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, this is going to be terrible. So it's always
Yeah.
yeah.
I seriously, it's not like I blacked it out, but I can't remember what I was doing. Like, I do remember I played a couple of good chip shots, which I was happy with,
Yeah.
like around the 100-meter mark.
I
But yeah, it was just a shit round.
okay. This could get real.
Mm.
About each of our games,
Mm.
what do you think is the best part and the weakest part? If you were saying about mine and Chris's, and then we'll go around. What do
So
you think?
I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about both of you.
Yeah. Because you said to me, I wasn't doing anything wrong, and then you asked me, was I doing anything wrong?
Yeah.
So there's, there'll be some things that I've pointed. What do you think is the strongest and the weakest part, or what do you think helps me on the course, and what do you think hinders me on the course?
I think your putting's probably one of your best
Yep.
parts.
It's gonna break my heart now. You watch. What do you? Yeah,
I reckon maybe your like chipping and pitch shots.
Yeah.
Probably your worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Putting,
Me off the tee is pretty bad though.
but you use your irons a lot.
Since I've been using
Yeah,
that,
and
that's
your
sort
irons probably just below your putter. So
of- yeah. Yeah. Do Chris. Do Chris.
Um,
Do Chris.
Do Simmons.
Chris, I
Simmons is
reckon
old.
Chris is probably.
He should have been out of the game years ago.
But he hates his wife. Oh,
yes.
shit. Probably best would probably be putting.
Mm.
Worst.
I'm an amazing putter.
I hate when you say that. I'd probably say iron shots. Is that fair?
Maybe consistency of iron shots, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Because I think when I hit my irons well, yeah, I don't know. It's
To be honest with you, I haven't played enough with you. I play with Steve every single week.
yuck.
So yeah. I don't know.
All right. So for you,
Mm.
I reckon putting
Mm.
is probably
Your worst.
it's just
Yeah.
because you off the tee, like you set up like for the natural slice, and you've kind of
Yeah.
you
Try to-
cut it around and whatever.
Try to tame the slice into a fade.
Your irons are night and day compared to what they used to be. Just purely your contact, your ball striking is way better, and that's from lessons. I'm really envious. Like, and you can get up him for this, but Sticky says like, "Oh, your chipping's not great." I actually think you would like. I think you're really good at chipping.
Oh,
Like,
I think my chipping's the
Yeah.
best part of my game.
I think that's. Yeah, I would say probably to me, I think I think your chipping's probably your best.
Yeah. Putting's probably
and
worse.
putting's your downfall, because I think
Yeah.
it's clear. Like you get to the green, like like even off the tee, if you go a bit wayward, you might take your medicine, lay up, and you get there.
Yeah.
But then it's like if you get there, then
Get
it's
in-
like
get in
three
the goddamn
three
hole.
putts or 4 putts and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
I've had a couple of 4
I think it's just like distance control. Like
It
and,
is.
and probably
get
aiming, allowing, like reading the greens and
Yeah.
going, I need to put it so far. But I think if you dial in your putting, it'll be a massive.
Well-
Definitely your handicap will drop way more.
all my like best when I was playing really well over Christmas. My best scores were all days that I putted well.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
you know.
putting's massive.
Oh, it's huge.
Like but I think that's why I've been playing better, because I've
yeah,
dialed in the putter a bit more.
yeah, for sure.
I reckon. So it's hard. Like obviously, I reckon. Yeah, putting, like for you have like a pretty good distance control, and like aim. Really, like you don't aim completely all over the place. Like your putting's probably the best.
Mm.
It's hard. Like obviously, yeah, probably iron. The same thing. Probably a consistency with your irons. Because I actually think like when you do hit your irons well, they go a long way.
Yeah, yeah.
And you do hit some really nice iron shots. So probably I would say just to be different, probably you off the tee. Because I think that's for you more of a mental thing.
I was going to say that
Get the ball into play.
me off the tee. If it doesn't go well, I'm kind of shot after
That
that.
fucks the hole.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, because I guess then it goes into like we've watched obviously on the footage of you like watching back, you can see some of the the disconnect in the swing. So it's like it's probably across the other three areas, like off the tee, irons, and chipping. But yeah, I'd say probably you mentally is if you don't get off to a good start off the tee, it kind of
Ruins
stuffs the hole.
On the weekend, it's funny you say that because in the past, I would have like had a look at a hole and gone, no, I can use driver here, but I actually kind of tried to play it a little bit smarter and pulled out an iron off the tee and just set myself up to a better position. And I found when I did that a couple of times, and I went on a bit of a run of par, bogey, bogey, and it was like, well, that's because I thought my way through it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I did, honestly, you know what? I did try something on the weekend where it was like, just relax. Honestly, just relax. And,
Yeah. Who cares?
And when I did that, I'm like, oh, when I'm not like getting so, oh, fuck, I have to fucking do this and that and that. It just made it so much more comfortable.
So what do you think
Whitey,
about
I would
us?
say-
Are we cool?
Whitey, I would say definitely your best is I think it's your ball striking, your consistency. Again, like Steve said, it's improved so much. Like even your actual routine and the actual swing looks so much better as well. But yeah, I would say putting as well.
Yeah.
Even some little close ones.
Yeah.
And like you can always tell when you know that it's not a good putt.
Yeah.
Because you jump straight out of it and you do that little leg thing.
Yeah.
The
leg freak out.
But yeah, I think your irons are really good. When we played at Mount Compass, there was some really good chip shots. I think anything like 150
that's
and
kind
close,
of
that's kind of like Whitey's distance.
Yeah. For me, I feel like getting off the tee and then being on the green, they're the two most uncomfortable.
Even
everything in between that, I feel okay.
Even off the tee, I think you're pretty.
Oh, that was a good day.
That was a good day
Yeah.
for me. Yeah. But yeah, normally.
I like your irons.
Thanks.
I thought you were
wanna
going to
buy
say. I thought you were going to say, I like you.
Nah,
I like you.
no, I think when you do play well off the tee, it's phenomenal. Like you do hit the ball.
Fuck yeah.
Wow, that's a big word.
No,
I've gone pro.
no, like when you get it right,
Yeah.
you hit the ball where it's supposed to be and long.
Yeah,
It's probably just the consistency. I think that.
it's erratic. That's the problem.
But hey, like I said to the Premier, I think it's your irons is probably your strongest part of your game. Maybe your longer irons,
yeah,
like when you're a little bit further out.
yeah, it's weird. I actually feel a lot. I don't know, strangely more comfortable. Like I think because when it's an approach shot and you've got 100 out or something, or 120 or whatever, and you're directly in front, it's almost like expected that you hit the green.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. I don't know. I'm just sometimes. Yeah, it's depends on the day. I think For me personally, so then you looking at yourself. So what do you think? You reckon your chipping's the best?
I think my chipping's the best and putting's the worst.
Yeah, I reckon for me. I think currently, I wouldn't have said this, but I think currently, I reckon my putting has improved massively.
Yeah.
So I think at the moment, I would say putting, and then definitely, and even my chipping has been better. But that is definitely still the weakest part of my game for sure. And I'm going to include bunkers in that as well.
Yeah, bunkers I'm no good at.
Like bunkers and chipping and just being
Finesse.
Yeah, I just am shit. Like,
Bunkers
real
is
shit.
one thing I've really tried to work on, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better. I'm not as afraid ending up in. Before I'd hit the ball in a bunker, and it's probably speaks to what I'm going to say is the worst part of my game. I'd be afraid of how many shots is going to be taking me
Oh,
to get out
yeah.
of
Yeah,
here.
same.
So if I had to self-evaluate, I would say, like, my putting is my best. I'll probably, like, these days, I don't think I would ever more than, like, 3-putt would probably be
Yeah.
my max.
Mm.
Like, I feel like my distance control is pretty good. The weakest part of my game, and I think it just speaks to the overall, like, whether it be off the tee, whether it be irons, whether it be anything, it's my mental side of the game. I'm too easily rattled.
Yeah.
And it affects everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I don't know.
That's
golf, though. It's
That's
just, it's a mental.
Raw. That was raw.
It's a mental bitch.
on a high note though.
Yeah.
The day before we played, I played Goolwa South Lakes.
Yeah.
And had an amazing round going.
Mm.
Was completely on track to smash my best score.
Mm.
And when I played the course last time, the exact same spot and the exact
Fucked
same
you.
3 holes
Mm.
got me.
Yeah.
Can we?
So yeah, it was almost comical because we went over and there's this. They've had this par 4 and they've turned it into a short little par 3. And when I say short, it's like 100 on the nose. It's like 99 to 100. And I took out a 52 because every time I hit a pitching wedge, it goes long.
Yeah.
So I thought, rather than hitting like a half pitching wedge or like a 3/4 pitching wedge, I'll hit
A
a
full
52.
yeah.
Or not a full, but just commit to it, whatever. And it was the worst shank off the tee. It went like dead right
Oh, all right.
and hit the fence. And then I took a provisional, hit it, and I hit it on the green.
Mm.
Like hit a pitching wedge, hit it on the green. It wasn't too bad. And they said, I probably should go look for the first one. Idiot.
Yeah.
I should have just taken the other one because I ended up getting probably worst I would have got there would have been like a 5,
Yeah.
really, even with 3 off the tee, and then I think I ended up with 6, and then it was just all downhill from there. So it was like, but yeah, that course is unreal. I
Yeah, I've
love
never
that
played
course.
it, but I'd
It's
love to.
so
Let's
good.
put that on the books.
It's very cool. The fairways were amazing condition.
Mm.
Yeah, good course down there.
Cool.
You want to wrap it up?
I think that's about it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Live Korea this week.
Yeah.
Don't ask me time differences, but I think it'll be all right. Like, I think it's probably
it's
gonna
in the
be
morning for us, so it starts about 11 o'clock in the morning, Friday.
Oh,
So it's during the day. Not bad.
So tune in.
Yep. I'm going to be tuning in for sure.
All right. Well, that's about all we have time for. Okay. Oh, he's going to interrupt
Yeah.
me. Here we go.
Cut you off.
wait.
Yes. Come on.
Put the call out.
Mm.
Like, share, subscribe.
No,
Please.
always.
Jump on board the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Share the podcast around.
Yeah.
Jump on the water.
Throw it around.
hole.
Let's see it on some more stories of our Instagram friends.
Okay.
The
Why
Watering Hole podcast. The best.
The best in the biz.
All right. Before we get too silly, let's wrap it up. Go home, have a drink with a meal.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Skull, couple of
gonna have
litres of
some
water
dry
and let it
toast.
drip down your tits. All right. And on that note, that's all we have. We'll see you next week.
Bye.